my channel. If you are new here, welcome. This is the first video of 2026. I am looking forward to so many more. I do have a few things in the works. I won't dive into that today. Today, I am taking you behind the scenes on how I actually put together a podcast episode. So before we dive in and I start recording on here, because as you probably cannot see, let me see. There's nothing on my screen right now. So that means my recording system is not started. I do have notes. I also have handwritten notes. I have, of course, a little beverage to get me through. I do have some soft music playing in the background because I'm ADHD. So I like a little something playing, but it's not loud enough for it to be copywritten, hopefully. If it is, I'll take that out. But that being said, I am so excited to share with you how I go about putting a podcast episode together. Now, this episode specifically is about the Pagan calendar. If you're not familiar, you're going to have to go listen to the episode. Now, that being said, I don't know everything or pretty much anything to do with the Pagan calendar. I only started to embrace my Pagan roots just within the last few years, so I am learning along with my audience as far as like, what does it mean? What are the symbols? What are the significances? Who are the goddesses? Who are the gods? Like, I really know very little, although I know in my heart it's exactly where I need to be. So if that's something that interests you, you can go listen. I will link the podcast in the description of this video. So if that is something that interests you, no obligation. You don't have to listen if you don't want to. If you're sick of my voice already, you can shut this off if you want. I really don't care. What I'm doing this for is for my own logging as to how I do this. So when I'm old and senile, I'll know exactly what I did in life. Because that's coming fast. I am about halfway through what an average human could live. So, yeah, I'm getting there. Anyway, let's not dive into that. I'm talking about calendars today, not talking about age. So, I'm going to start my recording here. You'll hear my intro. I will go through some of the, points and stuff like that as I go through. But when I start recording, I'm pretty much just going to push through the episode. And at the very end, I'll come back and I will give you a recap as to what I did. You will see basically a time lapse of the whole recording part of it. And then I'll recap you. Okay? Okay, so let's get started. I use Audacity to do my recordings, and I've been making podcasts for about, 3-ish years. I had Let's Haver. If you're not familiar with the word haver, it comes from the Scottish vernacular. It kind of means to babble on, to have like a lot to talk about, to haver. That didn't really, I really wasn't sure where I was going with that. Then I went to, From Cape Breton. It's Saturday night. I did that for a little bit. But again, I didn't find my niche yet. And I was finding it, I'm itchy, sorry guys. This is what goes on behind the scenes. So I didn't find my niche, so I was finding it hard to find topics to talk about. And then since I was struggling with that, I was struggling with upload times, and it went well for a number of episodes, like 25-ish episodes, but then went downhill. Then I decided to go back to my talking roots, and my talking roots is in tour guiding. And one of the nicknames I got in tour guiding was Bartender on Wheels. So if you guys had ever heard of Bartender on Wheels, the podcast, that was me. You probably haven't. I mean, there was only a few episodes. I digress. Anyway, so 3 different variations, and still I wasn't really hitting where and what, that was a combination of words, that I felt at home with, that I could really make a stance and find things that I was so excited to learn about and to talk about and blah, 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 blah. You get it. And podcasts really can't survive unless the podcaster actually likes what they talk about. So that's when I thought, what is it that I actually really, really, really love in life? What gets my heart going besides my island? And my friends, and my family, and my doggies. It's actually the supernatural. So anything spooky, anything paranormal, again, I just embraced my pagan roots. A few years ago when I was basically lost and had no idea who I was, that's when I found I really have to go back to the roots of things and figure out exactly who I am. And that's what led me to spirits, witches, and demons. So you heard me right. I do talk about spirits, so I talk about ghosts. You're being filmed on my phone right now because my vlogging camera is dead. I did not charge it. I am not a good vlogger. So you need to be on my phone, which means I usually have you sitting right here so I can have my ghost app on, like Spirit Talker or Ghost Tube. I do have another cell phone here. Let me see if I have anything, any of the apps in here. I don't think I do. This is like a work phone. I don't know if I do. To be quite honest, I have no idea. It doesn't appear to be. I'm just going through all the apps. Doesn't appear to be. So that's a no-go. I'm not going to download it for today. I do have a tablet here. I know there's nothing on the tablet. So I guess we're going to just, I don't know how to shut this off. There we go. I guess we're just going to go with no ghost app today, which really sucks because I live in a haunted house. So it's usually, maybe I'll put the REM pod here. That's a good idea, right? So let me pause. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so I got the REM pod, and this is a new addition to my arsenal. It goes off sometimes. It's hit or miss here. But I also have an EMF detector. So can I put that here? It'll probably go off because of my computer. Let's test that. Yeah, it's pretty much constant. So if I put it here, can you see? You can't really see that there. This is, again, behind the scenes, guys, trying to get set up so that you guys, usually I can just do this and you have to trust me, but now the REM pod, you can't see the REM pod. Okay, let's figure this out. Oh, my boom just came out. There we go. Oh, you kind of see that there. So if there's, maybe I'll do that. So there, okay. So if anyone is here, can you touch this device, make it go off? We'll just give it a second and see. Maybe I can flip it up so you can really see it. I didn't turn the... Come on. Ahaha. Can you see that at all? Okay. Okay, I think that's pretty good. I am going to sit, yeah, I think we're all in frame. So, oh, and that did just tick. Did you guys see this? The EMF did just tick. Can you do that again? Make a liar out of me. It's all right. Nobody on here is ever... Oh, there you go. I was going to say, nobody on here is ever going to believe you. Did you guys see that? I hope you did. Okay. So I'm going to start my recording. I'm going to go into my spiel, my opening spiel, and then I'll speed you guys up, and I'll come back to you at the end. Okay? Do you hear that? Okay, you can step away from that, please. Yeah, just back up. I'm going to do a podcast right now. You can come back when I tell you can come back. Is that okay? Thank you so much. I appreciate that. You can tick this because this makes no noise, but I'm going to start the podcast and then I'll tell you when you can come back, okay? Cheers. Okay. Okay, so let's get started. Again, Audacity is what I use, and thank you so much for setting that off. Can you step back? Just step back a little bit because you're just changing the temperature. It is getting a little chillier right here. Thank you so much. You're very interactive today. Do you like having an audience, me recording it? Is that fun? My dog is coming over because she thinks I'm talking to her now. Do you see her? Hi, baby. Hi, darling. And now the boy's coming. Hi. Okay, you guys can go lay down. Thanks. Thanks, baby. Go lay down, honey. All right. Neurodivergent here. Yes, baby. You go lay down. Mama's working. And this, guys, is, what did I get today? Celsius. I think it was Arctic Vibe. It's really good. Energy drink. I had my coffee earlier, so now I'm on an energy drink. Okay. So I'm going to start this. Again, it's Audacity. I know I said that a few times. Thank you. And I do have notes on here. I do have notes. I just reset that. Because being ADHD, if I don't have notes, as you can see, we are 13, almost 13 and a half minutes in, and I've basically said nothing. So I do need to make notes. Otherwise, there are episodes with no notes. And I warn you, if you do go listen, there are episodes with no notes. And they are interesting. But I do have to make notes. And today's notes, full transparency here. Today's notes, I used AI to generate some of the information. Well, a good majority of the information, because being ADHD, this is no excuse. This is no whatever. I find it hard to narrow shit down, to really formulate ideas as far as where do I gather this information. I've always been like this all through school, and I am many, many, many decades outside of school, let me tell you. But it's one of my baseline things. I have a hard time doing the research. Those of you that can do research, hats off to you. I struggle with that. So I am using AI. I do talk about that in my episode. And I do ask my audience members if any of the information is not correct, if they know like more precisely what I'm talking about and I'm not hitting the right points, to please, please, please correct me. I don't take that offensive at all. Thanks. You agree? Can you set off any of the other lights? You're setting off the temperature right now, but can you actually get close to it and set off the lights? It won't hurt you. you're setting this off pretty regularly. I wish I had my words. Because you could talk to me. They talk a lot. Pucky, if this is you, can you set that off again? Can you make the lights go? Pucky, if it's you, can you make the lights shine? Just like this. Just have to get near it. Or like this. Or like this. It won't hurt you, I promise. That was me. I was just setting the temperature. So that middle light that keeps going off is a temperature sensor. So the EMF is going. It keeps just one beside the one that's permanent to show it's on, keeps ticking. So the extra green light. So I'm not convinced yet that it's an interaction, because the temperature is the only thing being set off. And it could be because I have, I know you guys, it's out of frame, but there's a heat pump on, which is blowing behind me. So I don't know if that's setting it off. That was me again. That's me. I don't know if that's setting it off, but where it's in conjunction with the EMF going off, and the EMF is not constant the way it was when it sat here. It's only hitting like it just did, but then it's silent for a little bit, and then it hits again. So we'll just have to wait and see. And yeah, we'll definitely wait and see. I am interested to see if more lights go off, but here in this house, it's only ever been temperature. So I'm curious as that. I have seen the lights go off in other locations, but so I know it's not the REM pod itself. But I wonder if they don't like to interact with it in that way here. Okay. Now I'm going to start my... Okay, if that is a spirit, can you back off now? And stop that beeping? If that's a spirit, can you back off and stop the beeping? If that's a spirit, can you get closer to it and make a light go off? Besides the center light, which is temperature. Can you get a proximity light to go off, which is one of the 4 lights on the exterior? You just have to get close to that antenna sticking up. You're getting close to this to set this off. Can you get any closer to this? This is an EMF detector. It won't hurt you either. You're made of energy, and that is how I am able to determine that you are here. Okay. For the millionth time, let's start. Hey everyone, and welcome back to my podcast. If you are new here, my name is Barb, and you are listening to Spirits, Witches, and Demons. I do want to thank you all again for what an incredible 2025. Spirits, Witches, and Demons has really gotten off to a great start. We have more than 1,000 now downloads, which is pennies in the buckets in comparison to those huge podcasters out there, which I intend to be someday. But I do want to thank specific countries and cities, because I did a little bit of digging on my stats to see who's listening and where are you from. Now I can't see who you are. I'd like you to tell me. Interact with me. Talk with me. Leave a comment wherever you listen, or on the podcast webpage. You can actually leave me fan mail. So interact. You can send me a DM on Instagram. If you're not following on Instagram, what are you doing? You need to follow me on Instagram. I have so little followers. I feel like nobody loves me. Okay, that's a ploy. But what I'm saying is that I just really, really, really want you to get into the family now at the early stages, because I think, actually, I know it's going to be huge. And you can say you were there from the beginning. How great would that be, right? So countries, I want to just call out the #1 country of listenership. Is that a word? The one and only United States of America. Thank you. 53% of my listeners are American. So thank you so much for listening. I don't know what it is about my show that you like, but I appreciate it. 26% are my fellow Canadians. Thank you so much. I do totally love that some of my fellow Canadians are listening. Then it drops down to the next 2 countries are like 3rd place, kind of tied for 3rd place, and that's actually Brazil and Germany. So thank you. I have never been to either country, but I totally will put those on my list. Brazil, you might be a little bit back because you got some big bugs, and your girl lives in the north, and I don't like big bugs. But your people seem amazing, and I totally want to meet everybody. Okay, and next in 4th place, we have 4 different countries: the UK, Singapore, Australia, and India. So two of my fellow Commonwealth countries, Australia and India, and the homeland, the UK. So, and of course Singapore. I'm not going to leave Singapore out of that. But love ya. Hello. Beyond all those countries I just listed, there's another 39 countries that have tuned in. So thank you so very much. So thank you so much. If you live in one of those cities I've mentioned, or you're from one of those countries I mentioned, I want to call you out and say a huge, huge, huge thankful gratitude to you. Again, this is January 1st. I am absolutely thrilled to kick off this year with such gratitude. I will take a drink right now because, boy, that was a lot of talking. And I haven't even gotten into my topic yet. Okay. And what am I drinking, you may ask? Well, thanks for asking. I am drinking, out of my Don't Hex My Vibe wine glass, a energy drink, Celsius to be exact, and I think it's called Arctic Vibe. I am drinking it through a straw. Don't judge me, but I am drinking it through a straw. Now the straw is metal and it's rose gold colored, so it's a little fancy. And now I'm going to switch over to my notes, because you know your girl needs to have notes. We've gone over this so many times, but I need notes, right? So I'm going to go through my notes. We have 17 pages of notes, guys. I didn't write everything. I'm just going to get started. I want to be just absolutely clear and honest with you guys all the time. So I'm going to go through. I will let you know, I'll let you know. Let me just leave it there. I'll let you know. Okay. So, pardon me. Now I got something in my eye. We know we can't read my notes without my eyes working. Okay, welcome to 2026. We are excited to kick out the year with an engaging and immersive exploration of the Pagan Wheel of the Year. This celebrates the cycles of nature and the changing seasons. I've chosen to embark on a learning journey, and you're invited to join me. To enhance your experience, I'll be sharing vibrant pictures of intriguing insights on my Instagram. If you haven't followed me, I have to ask, why not? Don't miss out on stunning visuals and captivating reels that will bring our discussions to life. Before we dive deep into this fascinating topic, I want to remind you to follow the podcast on your favorite listening platform. This way, you'll always be updated on the latest episodes. I'm currently working hard to bring you more interviews featuring diverse voices, dynamic content that sparks your imagination, and an array of ghost stories, both chilling tales from Reddit, which you guys have loved, by the way, and my own personal experiences because, well, as you know, I got a haunted house, so I have a few ghost stories. I want to be completely transparent, though, with you guys. I conducted this research using our advanced tools, particularly leveraging the capabilities of Google. As I sifted through the information, I did my best to ensure accuracy, but if you encounter any misinformation or errors in what I'm about to share, I would genuinely appreciate your feedback. As a one-woman operation, diving deep into the various topics I aim to explore can feel overwhelming, yet I am committed to the task. Please keep in mind, I am not an expert in this field. Rather, I am on this journey of learning alongside you. So I want to just reiterate that I did use the assistance of AI to generate a lot of this information. So this is not coming from my own head. I am literally trying to learn this with you. So I cannot take any credit for any of this information. This is all found on Google. You guys can look it up yourselves. If you want, I will post my entire thread of questions I asked. I'm totally transparent with you. This is what I did. I can't take credit. What I just shared with you, I wrote. Thank you. But the information, the bulk of the information is not coming directly from me. Some of the information I knew and I added a little bit, but I mean a little bit. So yeah, I just wanted to be fully transparent with you. So here we go. We are 15 minutes in and we have 17 pages. We are on page 2 of 17, guys. 2. So let me just take 1 second of a break and I'll be right back with you. So guys, that's the introduction stage of how I do my podcast. Now, what you're going to see from this point forward is literally just like a flash forward speed through of everything I'm going to talk about in the podcast. Then we'll come back and I'll say my goodbyes. Okay? Whew. Am I ready for this? Guys, am I ready for this? Okay. So I did pause my recording while I had that little chat with you, and I did a little throat clearing, had a drink. But from this point on, I won't be pausing it. So here we go. Guys, I'm going to drop this here today, and we'll pick this up again next week. For you, it'll be a week. For me, it'll be like 5 minutes, and I'll start recording the second half. But until then, guys, take care. Thank you. Okay. Well, that was a lot. I just went through and recorded, let's see here, up to, oh my goodness, I don't even know where I was. Where was I? I stopped on page 8, okay, of 17. So this is going to be a 2-part series. If you are just watching this and you haven't actually listened to the episode, I'll leave the link for the podcast in the show description below. So if you are interested, please go listen. It will be, like I said, a 2-part series. I usually upload on Thursdays, but I have just told my podcast I'm changing that to Sundays. So this podcast will release probably before you see this. I think it'll take me longer to edit the video. So, because when I do the podcast, this is another fun behind the scenes thing. Let me just move you a little bit here. Can I move you? Okay. Alright. This light's going to be in the way, isn't it? Sorry, guys. Let me take you down here. And move you in. I don't know how to share screens yet. Barbara, share screens. So, this is my notes. I stopped here, but if I go to my recording, I add my intro and my outro, and I clean up some things. Like, let me just add my outro here. Okay, so you can see the whole recording there. But I'll actually scroll in and I'll clean up any really long gaps in between. Like if I had a long pause or something, I'll clean that up. But I'm not going to delete anything. Like I don't actually edit the information or the podcast. I don't edit it. What that means is what I just recorded, my audience will hear verbatim. I gotta take you up a little bit, I think. There we go. You are precariously on a very thin table right now. So yeah, I will add my intro, outro music. I'll go in, I'll clean up any long pauses where I took some deep breaths, maybe I had a cough or two, any of those things I like to clean up. But as far as my verbiage, unless the only time I'll take something out is if I went on a tangent, it happens a lot. If I went on a tangent and it's not actually applicable to anything that maybe should be in the public. So maybe I talked about something poorly, or I just think sometimes we should really edit ourselves, you know? But if I didn't, if I curse, which I didn't really curse today, or rarity, I usually do. Let me get that out of my face. I usually do a lot. So that's a heads up. If you don't like cursing, my podcast might not be for you. Because I do. It's just naturally part of my vernacular. So I'll do that little cleanup. I'll put the music in, and that'll be ready to go today. Your edit will take some time, because I like to do edits. I like to put words in. I like to speed up some parts. I like to add music in. I really like to fluff up my films, just make them a little bit more entertaining. Most times when you're listening to a podcast, it's in your ears and you're doing other stuff, right? But when you're watching a video, typically you're watching the video. I mean, sometimes they just play in the background. That's cool. Give me a view, play it in the background, shut the volume down. I don't care. As long as you give me the view, it's all good. But I guess that's it, guys. I'm just going to do this edit and post it, or at least schedule it for posting. I do use Buzzsprout, which is my platform for my podcast. I know there's a lot of different platforms out there. Oh, my nose itchy. A lot of different platforms out there. My podcast is available anywhere you listen to podcasts, except for YouTube, I think. Let me get my directories. Yeah, YouTube. YouTube is the only one I do not have my podcast listed on, but it is available anywhere else. Apple, Spotify, Amazon, Podcast Index, iHeartRadio, Podcast Addict, Podcast Chaser, Podcast Cast, Deezer, Listen Notes, Player FM, Overcast, Castro, Castbox, Good Pods, True Fans. I'm listed everywhere. So if you like this kind of thing, then I'd really appreciate a follow. You can also reach me on my socials. They'll be listed in the show notes as well. So Instagram, I actually have 4 Instagrams because I run 2 companies. I have my medium, which I am a medium, so I have a mediumship Instagram, but I also have my podcast Instagram. So there are 4 there, and that's why. But I think that's it. I hope you enjoyed this. I like getting back to being creative in this way. 2025 was a hellish year. I turned 50. Is that scary? Yes. Is that also invigorating? Yes. But yeah, I turned 50 this year, and I just vowed to release my limiting beliefs and get back out there as far as being creative. Posting on YouTube. What you guys can expect coming your way is I got a little bit of an in to do another ghost investigation. I'm just diving in. Like you've seen, I have the REM pod, which only the temperature went off, the EMF, but that's not all my devices. I actually have a bunch of devices. I have a whole suitcase full. It's the only media case I have. Yeah, so I'll dive into more ghost investigations. I have a tour company, so I have tours I'm doing. But yeah, I guess that's it. I don't want to say goodbye to you. It's been so fun. But until the next one, guys. Take care. Peace.